Hi, I'm Robert Osborne, and right now we're honoring classic movie animation. Shorts and features originally shown in movie theaters, but not seen in theaters or on television for years. And here to educate us all about the subject is a man who's taught the history of animation at NYU and UCLA, the School of Visual Arts, the American Film Institute, currently teaches at Woodbury University in Burbank, California. And that's Jerry Beck. Can't hold his job, right?
That's right.
Bouncing around all those. Well, next on our list of rare animated films is a movie titled Mr. Bug Goes to Town, released by Paramount Pictures in 1941. Now tell us about this movie. This was the second after Gulliver's Travels for the same company, right?
Right, from the Fleischer Studios.
Right.
After they finished Gulliver, they started work on a second film. They also started making those wonderful Superman cartoons that they made, and continued making Popeye cartoons. Mr. Bug was a follow-up film. It's an unusual film because it's an original.
Original story,
Yeah,
right.
An original story. Most animated features are based on fairy tales or legends or even just a book or something. This was a complete original from the studio, and it was made to be a kind of like a Frank Capra film. Mr. Bug is sort of Hoppity, the lead character, is sort of a Gary Cooper, James Stewart type of a character, and it was released the same week as Pearl Harbor. It opened in December 1941, and with great expectations. Unfortunately, no one was in the mood to go see an animated musical at that point, and it didn't do well. Let's put it that way. And that, with tensions at the Fleischer Studio, Paramount decided to change things. No more features and no more Fleischers. And they took over the studio and continued making Popeye cartoons, but that was it for feature-length animated features then.
I know they promoted it on a big scale because you see in old movie magazines and old Newsweek magazines and things like that, they had big ads for Mr. Bug Goes to Town.
Yeah,
so they promoted it very well.
Yeah, it had a lot of high expectations. It was coming out, right after Snow White. It was coming out after Pinocchio. It was an era of people accepting animated features as a form of entertainment, something that really hasn't happened again until recently in the last 20 years.
Now, also the film was actually reissued through the years, so Paramount still had the rights then, correct?
They actually sold the rights in the 1950s to a TV distributor, NTA, and NTA re-released it to theaters under the title Hoppity Goes to Town.
Right. They thought, obviously, Mr. Bug wasn't an attractive title.
It didn't mean anything anymore. In 1941, people still remembered Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, so,
So that was Frank Capra again.
Right.
Yes, indeed. So do you like this film?
Oh, yeah. This is a great film. It's really fun. That's the word I'd like to use for it. It's colorful. It's got a lot of great characters. There's some great musical numbers. There's a fantastic scene in a nightclub where Hoppity gets electrocuted. You can do that in a cartoon. He gets electrocuted and he becomes all different shapes and colors and stuff. And they really use the animated medium here.
And also in beautiful Technicolor.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Well, let's see the film. Here it is. Have a look. A rare movie, which is also a TCM premiere for us, directed by Dave Fleischer, who also directed our last film, Gulliver's Travels. From 1941, Mr. Bug Goes to Town.